What happens when one of hip-hop's most respected legends is dragged through the mud by the internet's most infamous snitch? Stick around, because 6ix9ine exposing Fat Joe is chaos you don't want to miss. Fat Joe made a statement that's got the hip-hop community buzzing. He's been taking it easy, kicking back for 2 decades, embracing that lean-back vibe he helped define. Then came a sharp jab. Someone accused him of crowning himself the rat leader, and even claimed he authored a guide on snitching. It's a wild image, one that immediately grabbed attention. The world of hip-hop erupted when 6ix9ine dropped one of his most scathing attacks yet, this time setting his sights squarely on Fat Joe. What began as a few cryptic remarks during an Instagram Live escalated quickly into a full-blown online assault. In hours, 6ix9ine was publicly airing alleged secrets and behind-the-scenes behavior about Fat Joe, sending shockwaves through social media. Fans were divided, some scrambling to defend the veteran rapper, others watching the drama unfold in disbelief, while 6ix9ine soaked up the spotlight, insisting every claim he made was the absolute truth.
For sure. How did you feel after warning Tekashi? Because I saw it when you sat with him. And I was like, Joe is trying to put him on right now, and I'm gonna just be honest with you.
Damn, you went there?
Yeah, I went there.
This is a sucker. He's a sucker.
Let me get, pop another bottle in, man.
No, I ain't drink. I'm dead sober. No, I'm dead sober. This dude here, this type of shit, this doing, I'm convinced he wanna die. I don't wish it on him or nothing like that, but I'm convinced he's miserable in his body. He can't look in the mirror. Nah, I don't know if he gotta be. He's a lot of snitch. So now the man snitch, right? Cool, do you or whatever.
How did you know that?
I don't like the taunting. I try to tell him, like, what happens? Like, yo, bro, listen, I didn't know if he really did it. I didn't know what was going on. The crazy shit is when I talked to him in that interview, I talked to him off the air, and he lied to me and told me, yo, this is just an image, I'm fronting this and this and that. He told me that in front of Shotty and them. They were standing right there with him.
He said, what?
Joe, he told me that he was lying.
He said image.
Yo, Joe, I'm not really doing this. I'm not a gangster. You know, this is all for like promotion. I got it. At that point, I said, so you're not doing nothing because you're going to go to jail if you're really doing stuff.
Right.
Nah, Joe, I don't do nothing.
The showdown between the infamous Brooklyn rapper and the Bronx icon has quickly erupted into one of the most intense online feuds this year. Social media is ablaze as fans and critics alike weigh in, making this clash impossible to ignore. What adds fuel to the fire is the fact that Fat Joe and 6ix9ine share a complicated history, and not a friendly one. Their rivalry stretches back years, and this latest eruption feels like 6ix9ine finally revisiting old grudges that never fully played out. The conflict ignited when 6ix9ine accused Fat Joe of being a fabricated street legend, suggesting that Joe's reputation was built by association rather than authenticity. In a series of dramatic posts and live broadcasts, 6ix9ine claimed that Fat Joe had long portrayed himself as something he wasn't, all while quietly stepping away from the very street life he celebrated in his music. But 6ix9ine didn't stop there. He kept the pressure on, intensifying the controversy and keeping the online world glued to every revelation.
It's the event in hip-hop that broke the camel's back, pause, to make it to where you could snitch. And if you make good music or something, you could still live out here in hip-hop. Like, what was the straw that broke the camel's back in hip-hop, where we had a code and there is no code no more? There just isn't no code no more. And what do you think is the event that, you know, I remember growing up, even if you was fronting, you wasn't a real gangster, but you was spitting gangster rap. You wasn't with the rats like that. Right now, this
too many of them
sold out concerts.
I don't think you can escape them. They all a rat. They're like New York City rats. Humans. It's rats everywhere. And everywhere is everything, you know.
Too many Fredos, not enough Michaels.
That's a fact.
You know, some of these guys got to take a boat ride.
6ix9ine didn't hold back, claiming that Fat Joe had secretly undermined other New York artists, blocking collaborations, bad-mouthing up-and-coming rappers, and leveraging industry connections to safeguard his own image. In 6ix9ine's telling, Joe's so-called OG persona is nothing more than smoke and mirrors. The accusations ignited social media instantly. Clips of 6ix9ine's tirade flooded TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube within minutes, sending fans into a frenzy. Those familiar with both artists know this feud has roots that go back years. Back in 2018, Fat Joe publicly cautioned 6ix9ine to watch his step as he climbed the industry ladder. Joe warned that the younger rapper's reckless behavior could catch up with him, describing him as a walking indictment. At the time, it came off more as tough love than an attack. But 6ix9ine clearly never let it go. Now, years later, he's using his massive online platform to publicly embarrass the same man who once tried to mentor him. From 6ix9ine's perspective, Fat Joe isn't a guide. He's a hypocrite. Why? Because Joe allegedly criticizes others for the same industry maneuvers he himself has played. For fans, this isn't just another rap beef, it's a generational showdown. Fat Joe embodies an era where respect, longevity, and street credibility were the currency of power. 6ix9ine represents the chaos of the modern internet age, where virality and exposure are the new authority. When these two collide, the results are explosive. And right now, the world is watching to see just how far 6ix9ine will go, to drag a hip-hop legend through the mud.
The Bull is the most famous rat on the earth, Sammy the Bull. Then you came Alpo, guy everybody looked up to, charismatic, Harlem fly, Louis Vuitton, this, that, Toll. He did that, right?
Shout out to Wayne Perry and Wayne Perry Jr.
Then, in hip-hop, the day 6ix9ine sat on that stand. No!
Man.
You remember, if you're watching the story, they taking him to court in bulletproof vests. They acted like he was telling on El Chapo. He put a lot of good people in jail, man.
Fact.
No,
we gotta put him away till his time.
Yo,
my feeling is gonna get close.
You feel it?
I feel his time has come. I feel his time is gonna be soon, though.
You don't need a lot.
Yeah.
Does it not matter no more? And I believe 6ix9ine, when he gave guys 20 years in jail. All the guys he was like, oh, but he fucked my wife. Oh, but he did. That means nothing. There's a man that works in the...
As the feud intensified, 6ix9ine didn't just throw vague insults. He came armed with alleged evidence. In a recent live stream, he claimed to have proof of Fat Joe's supposed shady dealings, pointing to fake charity appearances and secret industry maneuvers that never saw the light of day. According to 6ix9ine, Joe used community events as a public shield while quietly leveraging the same relationships for personal gain. These rappers talk about being real, but they fake for the cameras. Joe's one of them, he declared. The internet exploded. While some dismissed the allegations as typical 6ix9ine theatrics, others started digging. Old interviews, tax filings, and murky partnerships connected to Joe's name resurfaced, fueling the fire. True or exaggerated, 6ix9ine had successfully shifted the conversation onto Fat Joe's credibility. Soon, major media outlets jumped in. Blogs, YouTube channels, and social media commentators dissected every claim, cross-referencing timelines and past statements. Some even tied 6ix9ine's allegations to long-standing industry, whispers about Joe's disputes with record executives, and claims that he had blacklisted artists who refused to play by his rules. According to 6ix9ine, Fat Joe's career was built on intimidation, both in music and in business, a gatekeeper who prioritized himself above others. Those accusations hit hard, especially for someone who had cultivated an image as a community-minded and culturally influential figure in hip-hop. The backlash was immediate. Fans flooded Fat Joe's social media with emojis, accusations, and demands for answers. Some even dubbed him Fat Cap, suggesting that his carefully crafted persona might be nothing more than an act.
If I crown myself the rat leader, he crowned himself as the cap leader. He didn't rob no 50 niggas at no gym. That nigga, yo, bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Which one's my camera? That one?
Yeah.
This one? That one? Yeah, Fat Joe, you're a like, you're I'm not even gonna lie, you're a captain of the cap. Like, nobody believe, even your co-host who's
Jadakiss
don't believe you. Every time you say a cap, that like, but like I said, you gonna go
flag, like
and
flag on the play.
And my next song, I even say, I be spitting so much facts that I make jokes to distract. That's the next bar in my song. Don't like the truth, so y'all make jokes to distract. We know this lying, right?
As the feud escalated, 6ix9ine didn't hold back. He came armed with what he claimed was proof. In a recent live stream, he alleged that Fat Joe had engaged in shady dealings behind the scenes, fake charity appearances, secret industry moves, and the exploitation of relationships meant to build goodwill. These rappers talk about being real, but they fake for the cameras. Joe's one of them, he said, turning the spotlight on Joe's reputation. The internet erupted. Some fans dismissed the claims as typical 6ix9ine theatrics, while others began digging, resurfacing old interviews, tax records, and partnerships tied to Joe's name. Whether accurate or exaggerated, 6ix9ine had successfully shifted the conversation toward Joe's credibility. Major media outlets quickly picked up the story. Blogs, YouTube channels, and social media commentators dissected every claim, comparing timelines and revisiting past interviews. Some even connected 6ix9ine's statements to long-standing industry rumors about Joe's disputes with executives and alleged blacklisting of artists who didn't align with him. In 6ix9ine's eyes, Joe had built his career on intimidation and self-interest, a gatekeeper who helped himself above all else. The backlash was immediate. Fans swarmed Fat Joe's social media with accusations, clown emojis, and demands for answers. Some even dubbed him Fat Cap, implying that his persona might be an act. 6ix9ine doubled down, framing it as karma for Joe's past criticisms. "You spent years calling me fake, but look at you now. You're the one hiding lies," he said, unleashing his chaotic energy across the internet. Fat Joe initially stayed silent, but in today's fast-moving digital world, quiet often reads as guilt. 6ix9ine exploited that silence, claiming Joe was too afraid to respond because the truth would expose him further. Industry insiders began weighing in, some defending Joe, others acknowledging that 6ix9ine's claims weren't entirely implausible. Regardless, the narrative painted Joe as a man on the defensive, and in the court of public opinion, perception often outweighs fact. By the third day, the feud had gone global. Every hip-hop blog, gossip site, and podcast dissected the drama. Old footage of Joe's interviews and industry dealings was being repurposed to fit 6ix9ine's story, a masterclass in how the internet can turn reputation into spectacle overnight. 6ix9ine's allegations went deeper than personal insults. He claimed Joe had secretly disparaged friends, manipulated young artists into bad deals, and taken credit for others' success, all striking at one of hip-hop's most sensitive pillars: authenticity. The idea that a community-minded figure could exploit the very network that built him resonated and enraged fans. 6ix9ine's delivery, loud and unfiltered, was tailor-made for virality. Supporters of Fat Joe pushed back, calling 6ix9ine's behavior calculated trolling. They argued that the Brooklyn rapper, long blackballed and seeking relevance, thrives on reigniting old feuds to stay in the spotlight. Still, the damage had been done. Even if Joe were innocent, the shadow of accusation lingered. In the digital age, chaos is remembered long after truth is forgotten. Eventually, Fat Joe broke his silence in a short live session, dismissing 6ix9ine as a clown addicted to attention. He hinted that legal action might follow if the slander continued. Calm and measured, his response stood in stark contrast to 6ix9ine's manic energy. Unsurprisingly, 6ix9ine mocked the statement, branding Joe scared and washed up, daring him to prove otherwise, a challenge that reignited the online frenzy. At its core, the feud is a clash of generations. Fat Joe represents old-school hip-hop values, loyalty, respect, and a reputation built over decades. 6ix9ine embodies new-school chaos, digital warfare, viral fame, and weaponized controversy. To Joe, 6ix9ine disrespects the culture. To 6ix9ine, Joe's legacy is a facade. Even behind the scenes, attempts to mediate failed. 6ix9ine reportedly told an insider, "I don't do peace, I do truth." That mentality has defined his career. from conflicts with Meek Mill to Chief Keef, and now he's targeting a legend respected in both streets and industry. The irony is striking. Both rappers have complicated relationships with authenticity. Fat Joe's credibility is questioned, but he remains an icon who shaped New York hip-hop and gave back to his community. 6ix9ine thrives on controversy, admitted to snitching, and manufactures conflict. He may be winning the internet war, but his reputation as a villain persists. The feud isn't just drama, it's a cultural mirror, reflecting the tension between tradition and modernity, legacy and viral notoriety. And in 2025 hip-hop, it's anyone's guess who will define what it really means to be real. The duality of this feud is what makes it so captivating. This isn't merely two men trading insults, it's a collision of two symbols of what hip-hop represents today. Legacy versus virality. Old school respect versus digital chaos. Fat Joe's silence after his initial response speaks volumes. Insiders suggest he's choosing to ride out the storm rather than feed 6ix9ine's algorithm. But the damage has already been done. Every clip, meme, and remix of 6ix9ine's rants keeps Joe in a negative spotlight, proving just how much social media has rewritten the rules. Control of the narrative no longer rests with the artist. It belongs to whoever can make the loudest noise. In that arena, 6ix9ine is undefeated. As it stands, the Fat Joe versus 6ix9ine saga has become a case study in the power of the digital age to reshape legacies overnight. Whether or not the accusations hold truth, 6ix9ine has achieved what few could, turning a respected veteran into a trending topic for all the wrong reasons. Decades of credibility are now being dissected by a generation more concerned with viral drama than historical context. Meanwhile, 6ix9ine continues to reap the rewards, gaining millions of views and new followers from every post tied to the feud. In a perverse way, it's a win for him no matter the outcome. For Fat Joe, it underscores the impossible balance of maintaining a legacy while surviving in a media landscape driven entirely by algorithms. His opponent doesn't care about truth, only traction. And in today's culture, traction is power. Still, Joe's allies are reportedly rallying behind him. Artists like Remy Ma, Jadakiss, and others have quietly offered support, reminding fans that his decades-long contributions to hip-hop can't be erased by one viral storm. Whether that will shift public perception remains uncertain. 6ix9ine shows no signs of slowing down. He's promised more proof and hinted at releasing old footage that could, in his eyes, end Joe's reputation permanently. Most fans suspect it's all theatrics, another way to stay trending, but the impact is undeniable. Each claim, real or fabricated, chips away at Joe's image. It's a perfect storm of scandal, spectacle, and timing. The louder 6ix9ine screams, the more the internet listens. Ultimately, this feud says less about Fat Joe's alleged secrets and more about the state of hip-hop today. Respect once had to be earned through struggle, authenticity, and time. Now it's dictated by who can generate the most clicks. Whether Joe recovers or not, the lesson is clear. The internet belongs to chaos, and 6ix9ine has mastered it. Even legends can be humbled by one viral storm. The saga of 6ix9ine exposing Fat Joe is a stark reminder of how quickly reputations can be reshaped, how easily narratives can spiral, and how, in the digital age, viral fame can outweigh decades of legacy.